guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing p1harmony's discography. I am very excited for this video. I feel like I've been waiting forever for their third comeback and it's finally here. So let's talk. My only disclaimer is this is just my opinion, but we all already know that, so let's get into the video. Starting out with their debut. The intro, I really liked it. It reminded me of The Greatest Showman for some reason. The vocals were nice, and I just have to say, this is my universal comment for all of their music. I thought this while listening to like almost every single one of their songs. I love Kiho's voice. Just every time he sings, like, I'm ascending, my jaw is on the ground, I'm like astral projecting. It's just so good all the time, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I could listen to him sing forever. Anyway, next up is Siren. I don't know, talking about this mini album is a little weird because I haven't listened to their two more recent mini albums, but I do know Siren and that's it. So like I don't really have that much to say, but I love Siren. It's good. Next up is Lemonade. I liked the low part, you know why. And I don't know how I feel about the beat drop in the chorus. It was kind of weird. I liked it, but I don't know. The whole song, I didn't love it, but like it wasn't a bad listen. That's it. I love this song. I've listened to it for months. So good. Butterfly, this song really shocked me. I loved the chorus, and I think the reason why I like it is because it's very like dramatic, and that word is going to come up a lot, so remember that. But it just has this very cool vibe to it, and I like it a lot. And the skit is just like the epitome of smiling and waving. I don't understand Korean, but from what I gather, it was just them talking about like school and their dreams and how they got to where they are now. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. This mini album, I liked it a lot. It felt like a good introduction to their skills. Like you saw their singing and their rapping, and like the vibe of it was pretty cohesive. I think the intro does its job of like introducing the vibe of the mini, but the skit is like, if the skit is kind of in place of an outro, it's not really doing much. Most groups use the outro to kind of like close out the album or maybe even to foreshadow their next release, but this one was kind of just there. And like I said, it kind of does a job of introducing you to the members, but I would kind of argue that it would maybe be better in like a YouTube video or like V Live or like some other like a teaser or something, some other content other than being on the album. Like because just in the future, like even for Koreans who can understand it, it's like I don't know if people are going to listen to it every time they play this album. I don't know. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just like the placement of it's a little questionable. But my favorite songs were Siren, That's It, and Butterfly. Moving on to their second mini album, this one opens with Scared. My initial thought was that it reminds me of a construction site, just like all the random noises, but this song is kind of weird but fun. I liked it. The ending was very abrupt, so I just like, I almost don't even remember what the song was like, but while it was going, I liked it. Next up is Reset. This reminded me a lot of Siren, but it didn't feel like a rehash, so it kind of like struck the sweet spot of like calling back to their other songs while also being its own thing. And I like how the second verse sort of like slows down. It makes the chorus have more impact. So yeah, I really like that song. Next up is Pyramid. Once again, the song was very dramatic. The chorus was really in your face. I liked it a lot, but it does seem to drag a little because there are just so many different sections and like so many different things happen that you're like, okay, surely like the song is almost over, but actually you're only like a minute in, so it's a bit like, oh my gosh. But I did really like all the different parts, so yeah, I liked it. And next up is Ayaya. I love the vocal parts in this. The last chorus is really fun. This is one of those songs where it's like I don't know if I would show this to someone else because they would probably not like it, but I like it. Like it borders on annoying, but it's just enough to not be annoying. So yeah. Next up is End It. This song reminds me of Power Rangers, so I love it. That's all I have to say. Lastly is If You Call Me. I like the pre-chorus a lot. I wasn't sold on this song at first, but the more it went on, the more I liked it. So yeah, this mini album kind of leaned more into the rap vibe, which I really liked, but they also offset a lot of the rapping by having really good vocal parts in all the songs or having like more vocal led songs completely, like If You Call Me. So yeah, my favorite songs on this were Reset, Pyramid, Ayaya, and End It. And this just turned out to be like one of my favorite mini albums from them. Like I really feel like I could listen to all of this like all the way through, no skips. It was really good. Last but not least, we have Disharmony Find Out. Starting off with Do It Like This, the song is fun, it still has like their familiar sound, but it's a bit lighter, which I like. Moving on to the B-sides, there's That's Money. I like how dramatic this song gets in the latter half. I know I sound like a broken record, but I swear I'm gonna make a point. But I do really like how it's not even the latter half. I would say like the second verse, bridge-ish, somewhere in there. It gets more dramatic, which I like. Next up is Follow Me. Again, this reminded me of The Greatest Showman, which was kind of weird. But I would say this is the first of their songs that I didn't like. Most of them I'm kind of like in the middle on. I'm like, yeah, that was okay. But I do not like this song. It sounds like Stray Kids were forced to make an Imagine Dragons song. That's the best way to describe it, but I just, no. Next up is Bop. I don't hate this, but I don't love it either. Very mid. The chorus is kind of empty, which I don't like. And I think that's kind of why I didn't like Follow Me either. I think up until this point, they've had a lot of more vocal led choruses, but Bop and Follow Me don't have that. So it just feels a little like, ugh. It's just like, I don't know. I don't really like it. Next up is Before the Dawn. The song is very dramatic, which I like, of course. I also like how it mixes vocals and rapping. I think that this song, in order to like really work and to like hook the listener and to make us want to listen to it again, it needed to have like a big climactic bridge or last chorus. Like there's so much like energy building up throughout the song and it needs to bubble over eventually, but it never really did. So I just feel like we're sitting like at a casual like 7 and then we like go up to like 8 or 9 in the verses and we need to go to like 10 eventually, but we never get to 10. So we're just like at this high intensity level, but the tension never resolves. It just feels a little stagnant, which makes me sad. So a lot of potential there, what was kind of wasted. Lastly, we have Peacemaker. This song is pleasant. The chorus is definitely my least favorite part, which is I feel like something I never say, but it's true. The chorus just has that like typical boy band sound, but it sounds dated almost. Like the chorus reminds me of like Big Time Rush and not in a good way. I think Before the Dawn is the closest they can get to a ballad while still suiting their concept. And like I'll talk more about that later, but that's just what I'm going to say for right now. As for the mini album as a whole, this was probably my least favorite. I don't know why. There just weren't that many songs that I liked, and Peacemaker just felt like they were checking the obligatory ballad box instead of making a song that really fit in with the rest of their discography. My favorite song was That's Money. Overall, I'm gonna give the discography a B. I really liked their music. I wouldn't say that their whole hip hop, quote unquote, noise music thing is overly original, but they do it in a way that works for them. And even when I say noise music, I mean that lightly because they only feed into it in songs like Follow Me and like Bob and kind of Scared, just like the soundscape of that song. But it doesn't feel like they're just doing like beat drop stuff and, a lot of what you see nowadays. Like it doesn't feel like they're trying to just hop on a trend with their concept. Like it genuinely feels like it's just what works for the members that they have. So I really like that. One thing that really sets them apart is the sheer drama of their music. I know I said the word dramatic like a million times when I was talking about their songs, and like this is what I mean. I just think it gives their music their impact. Like there's a lot of tension in a lot of their songs, and it really pulls you in. When some songs like Pyramid and Siren, like some of my favorites, they're just so dramatic sounding. So I just love it, and it sounds really satisfying. And it's not just their songs aren't just like hard hitting, almost for the sake of being hard hitting. They also have like just something about them that is like a very grand scale. Now, obviously, all of their songs aren't like this, so they have to have some contrast. I think this works best for them in like their more R&B songs, like If You Call Me. I would have loved to see another song like that in place of Peacemaker. I don't know, pop ballads just don't really fit in with the rest of their music, in my opinion. In the future, I would love to see them do an era that's a bit more lighthearted. I mean, like they've proved that they can do the whole like brooding scary boy group thing, which is nice, but now I would like to see them kind of do something else. And I'm not asking for like a complete 180. Like I don't need them to have like a touch moment. I'm just saying that I would like to see them explore their current sound more, but sort of with like different aesthetics and to kind of develop their image a bit more. I would love to see something sort of in the same vein as Do It Like This, but just a bit more fun, like I said. And yeah, I think A song like Left and Right by 17 would be perfect for them. And they would also pull off a retro concept so well, like 90s love. Imagine them doing a song like 90s love. That would be incredible. So that's what I would really love to see in the future. Also, speaking of the future, if they were kind of going for a trilogy with these three mini albums, then it is over. So I'm hoping that they don't do what Treasure did and that they don't just like make a compilation album, because I just feel like that would be a bit redundant at this point, because like we've been sitting on these songs for like 2 years now if you include this mini album. So I just think they should move on to something else to kind of like keep the train going, if you will. So I'm hoping with the gap that was in between their last comeback and this one, they spent the time making an album, because that would be really great. And that would mean they would have at least two comebacks this year, which I would also like to see. And if they came out with an album, they would likely do a repackage as well. So I don't know. I just want to see them like keep making music and like kind of do more fun stuff and just like experiment a bit more with their sound, but like definitely stick to it, because I think it works really, really well for them. But yeah, I really enjoy listening to their music. And that's about all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.